It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies. The Calgary Underground Film Festival rolls on as we are entering day 5. 4 down, 3 to go. Directors and actors beware, as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim.
Yellow.
Hello, Jim. So, with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
Well, I don't know if there'll be that much rage today because this has been a pure bliss week of holidays. I can say that right now. I don't know about you.
I'm having a good time.
I'm having a good time. Just need some bottles clinking and we're good to go. So we are going to talk today about Big Fur. We're going to talk about Climate of the Hunter. We're going to talk about We Are Little Zombies. And we're going to talk about my good friend, Uncle Peckerhead.
He's a good friend of yours?
I feel closer to him now than I did before I saw the movie.
Seems like a good dude.
He seems like a guy you should probably not get him pissed off at you, that's for sure.
But if he's on your side...
Yeah, it's an asset in all cases. Is. In all cases.
Indeed.
Well, should we talk about...
Yes?
The creepiness that is Big Fur. But before, actually, we were kind of a little bit lucky yesterday.
Were we?
Because the ones we chose...
Yeah, a lot of them had shorts.
A lot of them had shorts. So it was a nice surprise. And actually, I liked all the shorts. So before we saw Big Fur, we saw two normal. I've seen this short before, so I kind of knew I was expecting it. Plus, I know enough furries in my personal life, so it wasn't really a lot of sort of new information for me. It was a meh for me, the little short to normal, right? Do you remember it?
Yeah.
Coming back to mind?
It was meh.
I felt very like it was a bit of a home movie, but it was local, so that's cool.
Yeah.
And I think it tried to put too much into it. It wasn't focused enough because they kind of introduced the furry culture and then they added in the LARPing. LARPing, thank you. I kind of wish that he kind of would have just stuck on one and then let's learn about furries and then that would have been a lot, maybe.
I think I wanted to know about the furries more than I wanted to know about the LARPing.
Well, actually. I think most people...
I think LARPing's been, covered.
Yeah, exactly. But, I mean, who doesn't want to get deeper and deeper into the furry culture?
I do.
I know, right? And not just because
I actually don't want to participate, but I'd like to know more about it.
I don't think when you were in your younger years and you did a lot of gerbling that really counted as being a furry, though, right?
It all counts.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. And then, of course, you turn vegan, so you don't really
don't do that.
Do anything with poor little animals. No. So we also saw Big Fur. So I'll take this one off because I know I like this one better than you did. I think I liked it a lot better than you did.
Go for it.
It's a doc on taxidermy and building.
Is it a doc on taxidermy?
Yeah, actually, pretty much. And
him. I don't know that I agree with that.
And him.
And more.
And
too
him,
much of him.
And him. And building the first Bigfoot. This doc was made for Cuff, in my opinion. This wouldn't have played at most film festivals, and people went, "Yeah, this is something." To me. First off, it's weird as fuck. Second, it breaks out a topic that makes you have to rethink your preconceptions about A, taxidermy, and B, Bigfoot. Third, am I smarter or better for seeing this? Do I like seeing dead animals being stuffed? Not really, no. Was this funny? Yes. I was laughing all the way through it.
Really?
Yeah, mostly because of things that were happening in the doc.
All right.
Did I learn about a topic that I knew nothing about? Yes, I knew nothing about taxidermy. So there was a lot about that act and about what it was doing. Now, do I believe in Bigfoot now? No fucking way. I don't believe in Bigfoot. And I don't know if what he was saying in some of it was actually...
Yeah, but he's got Bigfoot scat.
Yeah, of course. That they got tested and they
It was
couldn't-
inconclusive, so it's got to be Bigfoot.
So it's got to be Bigfoot.
That's
100%.
That's the only reasonable explanation.
100%. That's exactly because it was inconclusive.
Yeah.
But even worse than that, I don't know if this is true. He said something about they've never, and I don't know if they haven't found them recently or they haven't found them ever, but he said they've never found skeletons of chimpanzees. Like, that doesn't sound correct.
What?
Yeah, there was a part. Yeah, there was a part
I
near
must
the
have missed
end
that.
because I was kind like everything I was going through my mind. I'm kind of going. I actually thought this was. You're right. It wasn't about taxidermy so much as it was about him and his journey through taxidermy with his fascination with Bigfoot.
See, that's not what I got out of this. I thought, okay, that's what it started as, and then turned into some weird soap opera where we got marriages ending and. I wasn't super interested in this topic to begin with, but then when it morphed into this weird soap opera with people breaking up and marriages ending, and it's like, what the hell is that? Did we really need to tack that on for the last 20 minutes of this? I'm like, why are they showing this guy walking hand in hand through the frickin' forest? That's not his wife. Like, what
I
is
know
going
it kind of
on?
threw you for a loop, didn't it?
It was ridiculous.
See, I actually, to me, it kind of was his story more than anything else. Even though there was all these peripheral things, it was basically him and his story, because it took him even from his beginning of his childhood and showed what kind of person he was. That he started like collecting dead animals.
Yeah, and it started out where once again I wasn't super interested, but at least I'm like, okay, well, at least it's following some sort of formula. It goes off the rails into this weird.
Yeah.
Like, who the hell? Really? Did we need that? Do you care?
That they,
that he almost broke up a marriage and his did break up?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
He just seems like a doofus at the end, which is fine, I guess.
It does, but I mean, I think that was part of his journey anyway, right? Was that this, he talked about it through the beginning of the film. He talked about the fact
what
that
the thing
this is not
you just talked about the whole film though going into this, and you didn't even mention the only the thing that just completely takes it off the rails. It's like, how could you not mention that? Because that's what they pretty much end with. That's the last 20 minutes of the bloody thing.
They end with the fact that it was a Q&A afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think basically what the film is saying with that is that people with this kind of passion obviously don't have much of a personal life. So you better start dating people that are in the same profession. Because it was really his journey. I mean, the Bigfoot was just part of him.
What a journey.
Yeah,
it was a fascinating journey.
So,
you know what? This wasn't for me.
No, I get it.
I'm not going to rage or anything on it.
Yeah.
But this obviously was not made for me at all. Did it have some interesting bits? Yes, at the beginning, the taxidermy stuff was kind of interesting, I suppose, because I knew nothing about it either.
Yep, it's always good to learn.
But
learning is fun.
Yeah, it just morphed into some weird mess at the end.
So interesting, in the movie, it talks about the fact that most people think of taxidermies akin to Tony Perkins' character from Norman Bates in Psycho. So did I think that before watching this? Absolutely. That's exactly what I thought of them. Now, though, I only think most people who are into taxidermy are like Norman Bates.
Yeah. It's like 90%,
yeah,
not 100.
Only about 90 is my again, I may be stereotyping people who are into taxidermy. I love the structure and layout of Ken Walker's life. I just thought, you know what? I feel for this guy who has this passion for dead animals. But at the same time, it wasn't. I'm not a big fan of taxidermy as an art form anyway, because I mean, if it was a case that these animals had all died by natural causes, maybe I wouldn't feel so bad. But yeah,
some do. Some don't.
It gets a bonus points for being an Alberta project. So for my love of Bigfoot and the search of finding Bigfoot, for these reasons, it gets a big hairy Bigfoot poo collecting mondo from me.
Really?
Yeah, I liked it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I understand all the reasons why you didn't like it.
Yeah, it's not my bag. You knew going in that I probably wasn't going to love this. So.
I knew it. So the other thing that we watched after that.
Well, we got a short before that.
Yeah, it was the short.
Jazzberry. And I'm going to guess that you love Jazzberry.
I so badly love Jazzberry.
Yeah,
it is
you're so predictable.
It's so corny. Short before the film. I loved it. It was so messed up, hilarious, sexy. and will please a lot of furries and people into bestialities potentially. Super dirty Beef
I'm
Town.
sure that was the goal.
Of course it was. Super dirty Beef Town Mondo. Please make a feature.
Please.
I want to live, or at least I want to go on holidays to Beef Town pretty much at least once a year.
Yeah, I don't want to come within shouting distance of Beef Town. I have no intention of ever visiting it.
I find it funny because I thought this is a perfect movie to play before Climate of the Hunter because we're both going to have polarizing thoughts about the reverse film.
There you go. Yeah, Beef Town was meh.
I loved
it wasn't even Beef Town. Sorry, what was it called again?
It was called Jazzberry.
Should have been called Beef Town.
It should have been called Beef Town. But Jazzberry was the star. So
fair enough.
I'm going to say they because I don't know. I'm assuming Jazzberry was a woman.
Yes.
/
Jazzberry and Beef Town.
Cat. Yeah. Loved it. Thanks for making Jazzberry, by the way.
There you go.
All right. So we're going to talk about Climate of the Hunter, which I think you loved.
Do you think that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I absolutely adored this movie. Climate of the Hunter, directed by Mickey Reese. I love this guy, man. He's awesome. The guy makes movies. He makes a lot of movies. This was his 27th feature.
Yes.
He's not that old.
Yeah, I think he looked like he was like 30. But interesting how you said, because you watched Jazzberry and as you were watching it, you're like, oh, Jim's going to love this because it's dumb and practically bestiality porn. And then I'm watching this other movie that we're talking about now, and I'm like, Bryce loved this because there was a lot of non-essential dialogue.
Whatever.
Okay,
it was so good. I was absolutely hypnotized by this movie. I could not look away from the screen. Like there was non-essential nothing in this.
Non-essential nothing was pretty much
every single shot was just beautifully executed. It was hypnotizing. I was literally like in a trance watching this movie. There was a familiarity to the movie. There's no question because there's some kind of 70s soap opera things going on and maybe some Hammer film influences.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. But while these were influences, this was definitely had its own thing going on.
Oh, yes, I would say yes.
Even with these obvious influences, this was a completely original film, and I loved every second of it. This was a major, major mondo.
Sweet.
I loved it. And what did you think of it, Jim? What?
How do I say this to be as clear and concise about how I felt about
One
this
word,
film?
my friend, mondo.
Man.
What?
Not enough blood sucking and too much, and I'm saying
There was
quote,
blood sucking
quote
once.
and unquote interesting dialogue.
Oh.
Although I did love the dinner menu items. That was
dialogue was
hilarious.
The dinner menu items was awesome.
And some of the campiness of the direction I thought was pretty hilarious.
It was so good.
This was a very quirky
It was quirky.
and 70s filming style. Dialogue that I would classify as non-essential, most of it. And my favorite line...
That's what Mickey Reese does. He puts people in rooms and lets them talk.
Yeah, there's even a quote I have to talk about.
All right,
that.
let's hear it.
But wait, my favorite line was, maybe you two can get together and start a judging club. Or, and it had to be repeated a few times in the movie, cherry cheese pie.
Yeah.
It's like, now they have to keep talking. Oh my God.
It was so good.
I felt like it was a soap opera of two sisters, their kids, and maybe a vampire. Like if somebody said, I've got a movie I want you to watch. It's a soap opera about two sisters, their kids, and maybe a vampire.
No, he was a vampire.
I don't know if he was.
What do you mean you don't know if he was?
How do you know he was?
Because all of a
Just
sudden...
because she stabbed him in the...
No.
What?
There's a scene where all of a sudden he's got the fangs and he...
Yeah, but he could have just had a plastic set of mouth.
Oh, for goodness sake. Don't be stupid.
I don't know.
And his reaction to the garlic.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. It's an allergic reaction. If he was a real vampire, he'd be dead.
Whatever. Not him, because he's got a strong constitution.
Oh yeah, that's vampires have power of mind over matter.
Sometimes he's just a little garlic in it. His kid wasn't trying to kill him. He was just trying to.
I think his kid was trying to prove a point.
He was proving a point.
Yeah, that my dad is not a vampire. He's just being a
that my
douchebag.
dad's awesome, and that this movie's awesome, and that everybody should go see it. And everybody should just try to. The worst part is, and I'll let you continue in a second, but Mickey Reese has made 26 other films, and you can't see them because there's nowhere to see them, which is like a total bummer to me.
I'm not feeling too upset about that.
I want to search out everything this guy has done. I'm hoping that someday there is a Mickey Reese box set. I will pay Mickey, put one together. I will give you like $300 if I can get a box set of your 27 movies. I don't care if it's in a cardboard box. Just give me a DVD set. I'll be happy.
Oh my God.
So good.
There's something to be said about making too many movies in 1 year, but that's just my opinion.
Whatever. This guy's got it.
I can see why people called this, like on IMDb, part of the description is his direction style is people talking in rooms.
Well, that's how he described it too. He's like, yeah, that's what I do. I get, people talking
in rooms. Yeah.
That's what I do.
So I can see why you liked it, because you do
awesome.
like a lot of talking about nothing for hours at end.
How about the scene where all of a sudden they're just showing the outside of the house? You're like, why are they showing the outside of the house? And so good. And then the wheelchair, which is
it just comes falling off.
We don't know what that's about, but we find out later, which is great. All of a sudden, a wheelchair just comes flying out the window, and just lands on the lawn.
Well, it came from the sky.
It was fantastic.
It didn't just come from the window. It came from the sky.
It had a trajection.
Over the roof. I'm like, it still makes no sense after the fact. Was it funny? Yes.
No.
But then I'm like, what was the purpose of it?
It was a poignant part of the film, really.
It was just,
once again, not a wasted scene, not a wasted bit of dialogue. The lighting was great. It looked fantastic. I loved this movie.
Am I glad that it played at Cuff? 100%.
As am I.
Yeah, this couldn't play at any other festival. Also, like so far this day we're talking about, these films couldn't have played at other festivals.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's just Cuff brings the joy.
Yep.
For some, and for others, they bring stuff that's like not in your wheelhouse.
It just blew my mind.
I have to give this a man, because I think that he did a really good job doing what he does. Although we haven't seen anything else. Is it the style of movie that I like? Not at all. I do like suspense, and I thought there was some funny things about it, but yeah, I don't like non-essential dialogue. I'm sorry. And there was a lot of it. I could have just recorded half of it and said, this could have been a short for me. That's
10 minutes in, I'm like, what am I watching?
Exactly. That's how I felt for the whole movie.
90 minutes in, I'm like, I have just watched a freaking masterpiece. This was major Mondo material.
There you go.
I loved it. Loved it.
There's so much joy in your heart right now.
There is. Climate of the Hunter, man. You got to go. Mickey Reese. Anytime you see that guy's name, just... If this is any indicator of what this guy's capable, I cannot wait for years to come. I'm lining up. I am finding out whatever he's making, and I'm watching it.
Okay, and I'm just going to tell everybody that's listening that not everybody is going to love it as much as Bryce did, so be prepared for a lot of dialogue in rooms. And that takes us to...
Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite the intro.
It is. We saw the movie that you were most looking forward to.
I was.
And did it provide all of what you loved in this movie?
I was
everything and more?
You know what? I would say so. I really like this movie. We Are Little Zombies.
Yes.
Yes. Nice Japanese production.
Yeah. This actually, it's funny because when you said you liked it, I actually didn't get to see the trailer. And I don't know why, but when you said you loved it, I was like, okay. Well, first of all, it's Japanese, so I knew there's a good chance that it would be good.
Yeah.
So I wasn't worried about that. But what'd you think? Tell me all the goods.
No, it was just, you know what? It was another original piece of cinema from Japan. Every time I think, every time from Japan, it's going to be kind of quirky and there's going to be some, but there's originality almost every time I watch something.
Yeah.
And that makes sense. If it's going to make it over to my screen, somebody had to have liked it somewhere along the way.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not going to make it this far.
Yeah.
It's not going to make it to me. But it's just really original. It just kept, it was a unique story. The kids in it were fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Good little actors. Lots of fun. Dark themes throughout. But,
Oh, yeah.
But, I'm laughing the whole way through, and that's a delicate balance. And they just so good. Just so good. Even their use of the video game graphics in between the 8-bit stuff, and everything was just so good. I just loved it.
It's kind of funny. I loved this movie a lot. In fact,
and even the music was, it's not my type of music, but I was tapping along, and I'm singing at the end. We are little zombies.
Yeah, it's funny because I thought that because through the soundtrack of this movie, there is a lot of that. This actually, where is it? Hold on. Like all through it. So originally I was kind of like, is this gonna annoy me after a while?
But it doesn't.
It didn't, no. And actually interesting that even when the kids kind of get taken advantage of by their agent, and I actually wasn't angry.
No.
Like I wasn't because they weren't angry.
No.
They were
like,
just
whatever.
like, we're zombies. We're little zombies. We don't care.
Yeah.
My favorite line in this movie was just like that I took a memory of my parents and dumped it into the filthy river. Or this one with the one kid with farts. You're answering with farts? You silly boy. Ha ha ha. He walks in to talk to his parents and answers them with a fart.
Yep.
The relationship those guys had was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you felt this way at all, but I felt if Wes Anderson was born Japanese, as opposed to making Japanese movie like Isle of Dogs, this could have been a Mr. Anderson son project.
It could have been.
Because it had even the chapters, which Wes does a lot in his films, and just some of the direction style. I thought the director was channeling a little bit of Wes Anderson, but just not
use of color constantly.
Yeah,
and
it. There was so many parts of this that I loved.
Yeah,
it was
a lot of fun.
Yeah, I would highly recommend everybody check this out. It's it was a little long, but as it was going through it, it wasn't bothering me that it was.
No, it's 2 hours long, but I don't know. It didn't
feel draggy at all.
Now there's stuff going on the whole.
And
then
the surprise ending that isn't the ending.
Surprise ending that isn't. Yeah, but
not just spoil a little bit because. But I thought both endings were perfect. So
yeah,
that was my opinion. So this gets a 3-year-old. So a 3-year-old as smart as an octopus, banjo playing hobo, zombie loving Mondo.
Totally.
This is almost a perfect film for me.
It was a Mondo.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
The
originality, so funny, so nice to look at, so well acted, so well directed.
Everything about it.
Mondo.
I would say the scene where the one kid drops his goldfish, or no, it's not a goldfish, it's a betta fish, into the river when he makes that line. It's my favorite point in any film.
Yeah.
Of this.
No, that
yesterday.
That was really cool.
All right. Well, we're moving on to your favorite or my favorite Uncle Peckerhead.
Uncle Peckerhead.
But first, we watched a short called All Stretched Out.
Oh yeah, the yoga short.
The yoga short, yeah. What'd you think?
Meh.
Yeah, I loved it. I love when I could see myself as that guy because I'm a little pudgy, and if I did that stretch too far, I could see myself ripping open and exploding all over the yoga mat.
He was determined to do it, and he did it.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it cost him his life. But
did it? Happen. We don't know. They could patch him up.
I don't think you can.
Oh, he snapped right in half.
He
didn't
in half.
Yeah.
You don't just put that back together.
No. Anyway, well done. Short of All Stretched Out.
It was entertaining.
It kind of warmed up our blood juices for Uncle Peckerhead.
Yes.
So.
And we got some blood in Uncle Peckerhead.
Tell me your passion for good old Peck.
It was just lots of fun. It's amazing we had it's kind of weird. We were talking about, having a sympathetic character as a murderer yesterday.
Yeah.
But at least this was a comedy. So yeah, I don't know that there's ever been a more, sympathetic mass murderer than
I know, right?
Peckerhead. But
he has so many good points. He's only got one bad.
Exactly.
Just
he
every
kills
night.
people.
Every night.
He's got to, he's got to kill some folks. So such is life. Music was a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
Dialogue was a lot of fun. Good chemistry between everybody in it. You could really tell that everybody was having a good time just making this film.
Yeah.
And it showed on the screen. It was an enjoyable little romp for sure.
Good little horror late night one. We got your fair share of gore. You got your fair share of some awkward moments.
Yeah.
And
it's all in there.
Everybody's kind of represented in this film.
No, absolutely. There's another thing for sure.
Favorite line. Are you guys talking about blowjob eyes? That kind of came out of nowhere. The Amazon guy who's like 8 feet tall and he's super gorgeous when you think he's going to be like this creepy dude.
Yeah.
So much punk, so much cannibalism, so much Peck.
Yeah.
This delivered everything I was hoping for in a late night cannibal punk film. Coming from punk lifestyle myself, so much more punk than metal.
Yeah.
We did talk about earlier in the week about our metal short, which wasn't metal enough. This was actually punk enough.
This was punk enough.
And yes, direct jab at Bryce, punk rules and metal gets eaten by Uncle Peckerhead.
Whatever.
My
one regret about this movie is?
What?
Is that we didn't get to watch it in like a packed theater.
Yeah.
How good would this have been as
totally.
a midnight showing?
Yeah.
At the Globe.
Yep.
Packed house.
I bet you the drive-in version of this, like they're doing this as a drive-in.
Drive-in would
pretty
be
fun.
It'll be fun.
People would probably be sticking their heads
They
out.
actually did that yesterday about the same time as we were watching it. It would be fun, but I'm telling you, this would have been so good in a packed theater.
Totally.
It's
like
just
525 seats, fully loaded for Uncle Peckerhead.
Yeah, but you know what? It was nice watching it with you, though, Jim.
It was. We were laughing ourselves
We were
a little
indeed.
stupid. I'm assuming you gave it a Mondo?
It's a Mondo.
This is a very blood-soaked, harmonizing punk rock, getting enough Judy sleep-tastic Mondo for me.
There you go. Ditto.
So tomorrow we are going to be
today. Actually,
today we're actually doing this to talk about it Sunday.
Yeah, so
we're not here tomorrow.
We're not going to be here tomorrow. We're going to do Sunday's going to be a pretty big episode, I guess. We'll try to fire through it as quick as we can, but
yep.
We're going to be reviewing everything we see today, Friday, and tomorrow, Saturday.
Yep.
There'll be probably about 5, 10. It's going to be 1, 2, 3.
I'm going to read them off. Let me read them off. So we're doing today.
things.
We're seeing the shorts, Assorted Coolness. We're seeing Sleaze Lake, Van Life at its lowest and best.
Yep.
We're seeing This Film Should Not Exist. We're seeing I Blame Society.
Looking forward to that one.
We're seeing, me too. Synchronic at the drive-in tonight.
Looking forward to the drive-in.
Then we're going to be. We only have 4 to review actually for Saturday, which is Bloody Nose, Empty Pockets, Home Wreckers, Dead Dicks, and what I've been looking forward to. Yummy. Belgium Zombies.
There you go.
And then, so next Wednesday on our normal day of our podcast, we'll be doing...
Yeah, we'll be talking about the stuff we saw on Sunday. So
Yep.
there's only actually going to be 3 things that day that we will be talking about on the Sunday. But it'll actually be Crazy World, which I'm really... That's what we're going to cap off the whole festival with, and I think that's going to be a good way.
It is going to be a good one.
But we are off till Sunday, but tune in Sunday about this time, and we'll have all those reviews and more.
And check us out on everywhere. Make sure you comment. So that kind of brings us to the end. So thanks, Ragers. Thanks for listening. Thanks to the extended Film Rage crew of Leonard Conlon for his artistic vision and photography via Leonard Conlon Photography. Also Merman, who had to work today. Sorry, buddy. New pics of Mr. Potato are stalking around the World Wide Web, so stay alert. He may show up at a drive-in near you. Listen to us on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, TuneIn, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and check out our website at filmrageyyc.com. You can check out, if you're in Alberta, you can go to Calgary Underground Film.org and take a look at some stuff. You can stream stuff. Support our local film fest. They need your money and they need your support. We are always wanting your feedback to make this a raging blast for our listeners, so please comment often and please make us rage. Please, please. That's it for today. Rage on.
Rage on.